What is good, people? Base Nacho here. Thinking about starting a podcast. I don't know if it's a podcast or maybe just kind of topical informations I find interesting that I just want to share with people. So, no further ado, I don't have a name for it yet. Maybe I'll figure it out as the time goes along. This is episode 1. Pretty much, I was thinking how, there's no excuses. No excuses in life. I've been thinking I want to do a podcast. I've been thinking about wanting to just go over topics and things of interest. But really, when it comes down to it, it just kept on making excuses. I don't have the right equipment. I don't have the time. I'm too tired. Rather eat some food instead of do a podcast. But really, it all boils down to me. There's no excuse. There's no, I don't have equipment. You could have, you could record it on your telephone straight to your laptop. And it kind of goes to the fact where I start thinking how people like gas for equipment. I can't tell you how many times sometimes I'll just watch a whole bunch of reviews, whether it's camera equipment, music equipment, new tech. And I'm like, crap, if I had that, my shit would be dope. I need that to make dope shit. But then I start looking back on, music or just creations of the past. I'm like, they had so much far less than what I had. And here I'm tripping over some, I need some brand new fucking synth or plug-in or mic, camera to be dope. But that's not the case. So really, when it boils down to it, if you're in that same situation, yeah, it's fun to look at new shit and think and just kind of window shop, I guess you would say. But don't fall in that trap. If you have a passion, you have a will, there's no excuse. Do your thing. You can do it. So this show, I'm not quite sure exactly where it's going to go, what it is, or what it's going to be. I just topics as I go along the week. I'm just going to jot it down and go over them, and then just go from there. So, a little bit about me. I love hip hop. I've always loved hip hop. I loved hip hop since, this is putting me back and maybe showing my age a little bit, but, all the way back from Crisscross. I remember hearing Jump on the radio when I was in elementary school. I was like, oh shit. And then growing up in the Bay Area, Vallejo specifically, there was a deep underground culture of hip hop there, anywhere from E40, Mac Dre, Romper Room, going up to the Fillmore in San Francisco with JT the Big Figure, San Quinn, and then tons of just little cities, Richmond, Oakland, 3 Times Crazy, all that. So, I grew up on that era of hip hop. But then also there was a rich rave scene, specifically in Oakland, especially like before raves got all popularized. And from there, I found a love for electronic music as well, which kind of more gears to the music I do. I like to do a lot of remixes. I'll do more up tempo, but also with a lot of hip hop flavor because I'm into underground rap specifically. From like I was saying, the Bay Area. Even East Coast stuff. The Wu-Tang Company flow. The list goes on. So. A little bit of my perspective on both of that. And then as well, I'm just kid of the internet and, I look up memes all the time, the meme culture, the meme wars. I'm always on Reddit. Sometimes I'll lurk 4chan. Don't tell anybody. They fucking freak out. But, hopefully people get to know me as we move forward on this. So my first question I pose: is there such thing as a real Pitbull fan? And this is I'm dead serious on this. Is there anybody who actually on their Spotify actually listens to Pitbull, a Pitbull playlist, hears a Pitbull song and marks that little heart on there to save it on their like list, throws it on a playlist? I don't get it. I was thinking about this. I was watching during the Super Bowl on the pre-show, and Pitbull was out there, and he's kind of that mainstream person they throw out in front of the camera, but his music's fucking garbage. I don't even know what it is. I don't know who it's geared towards. Old grandmas who think the look at this handsome man in a suit rapping, because that shit's not rap. I just don't know who it is, who it's geared towards. I remember I was living in Texas for some time. I remember Pitbull had a concert and it was canceled because they didn't sell enough tickets in Texas. There's hella Latinos out here. That don't make no sense. It just shows me that there's no real Pitbull fan. So who's really buying his albums? Why is he even relevant still? Like he's just kind of any old kind of pop act when they need a rapper, throw Pitbull on it, but nobody fucking listens to that shit. So kind of, what's your thoughts on it? Maybe you can comment. I'll read them. I'll respond. I'm a small channel, obviously. Next thing I was thinking of. Let's see here. Slow tie. Okay, so there's a couple things. So I saw Jimmy Fallon had slow tie. This is a UK rapper. I'm not big on UK rap. I'm just not up on it. I mean, I know they got the drill scene, but by no means I've not had the time or effort to really get to know all these rappers. But Jimmy Fallon had this dude named Slow Tie, which legitimately, he looks crazy. He's got there's a certain look that crazy people have in their eyes. You look at them and you're like, this motherfucker's not all there. And he has that kind of that punk rock look. And I thought he had a great show on Jimmy Fallon. I was like, this guy is going to be a star. This guy's going to be a star. And then no less than a week later, he's basically sexually harassing some lady at the what was it, some UK music event, award show. I was like, well, shit, But originally, I thought this guy could make it big in the U.S. because he has his vibe. It's not quite just rap. It's almost a punk. It reminds me a little bit of what's the name? Like Rancid, old punk, but with like a hip hop modern influence to it. It reminds me of more of a modern take on the Transplants, which some of you might not remember, but it was basically punk mixed with hip hop. It just reminded me of that. I just thought he was the first crossover besides Stormzy. Stormzy's pretty dope too, from the UK. But I thought Slow Tie has just kind of that wild, I don't give a fuck attitude that could really take off. And so we'll see with this whole, I know he apologized on Twitter for harassing that poor girl. Because, yeah, he was being a jackass. I watched that video. I was like, this is a motherfucker. Like, hopefully he gets his shit right. Because I think his style and just overall tone and attitude, he could blow the fuck up. So I was taking a flight recently and, trying to dodge this coronavirus. I was flying to LA. I was like, fuck. Anyways, I book, how you're supposed to check in, which is bullshit, but I check in I checked in 24 hours before my flight to LA on Southwest. These motherfuckers give me a C-54. That's practically the last fucking person to get on the plane. How am I going to check in 24 hours ahead of time and get C-54? And then they're trying to, like, on the website, some bullshit, you pay a little bit extra to get A through something. Fuck that. I'm not going to pay extra and get C-54. So I'm stuck in the middle. I'm a big dude. I'm almost 6'4", sitting in the middle seat, fucking uncomfortable as all hell. And either way, that's bullshit. I fucking hate flying. Bunch of dirty motherfuckers with recycled oxygen through the cabin, especially with this corona fucking virus and flu season going on. It was just not a great experience. So, any advice with not having to pay money, I don't know how I could get a better seat. And maybe I fucked up. Maybe I didn't check in correctly. But I just don't see how I could go in there 24 hours ahead of time and get a C-54. You can't tell me every fucker on that plane went on 24 hours before me or went right before me and checked into the flight. Because I messed up before I got one of those later boarding ones, but I didn't check in. That was my bad. But whatever, it is what it is. So looking at politics as well, I don't understand this mainstream hate on Bernie Sanders. First off, it's so frustrating to watch. I'm watching videos on CNN, MSNBC. These motherfuckers are treating people who got second, third, and fourth place like they're winning this shit. Like they would, at this point, I feel like they would rather have Trump win than Bernie Sanders. Anything they can do to slander his name, talk shit about him, talk shit about his supporters. Little do they know is nobody fucking watches news anymore. Maybe I'll watch a little link, but never on my TV do I go, hey, let me go see what's going on in the news and throw on CNN or MSNBC. Only time maybe I'll do that is to see what, after the results, to see what the percentages are coming in. Besides that, I get my news from YouTube, from Twitter, from Reddit. These are fucking dinosaurs, and they're scared. And it seems like, our generation, what we care about is, I got school loans. I fucking care about that. That shit bothers me. What bothers me is if I want to change jobs, I'm not going to have health insurance? My family gets sick? This is shit that people actually care about. And and they just cannot stand that just working class. And when I say working class, we're not talking about poor people. You can almost be working class making, you can be doing well for yourself. You can be making a little bit over $100,000 a year. That's fine. You're still working class because guess what? You might be living a little bit better means than somebody who makes less, but you aren't getting that much ahead. You're not fucking balling out in most places. And so they're scared that there's a true movement going on. It's a movement to the point that it doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, or independent. Everybody vibes with that shit. They feel it on a for real level. And so it's just frustrating. They're so blind to it, and it's blind to the fact that if they fuck over Bernie and somehow Bernie doesn't get it because of them doing all this underhanded type of shit against him, all the candidates talking shit about him, you got groups funding money to slander him, you got jackasses like Elizabeth Warren claiming, him saying stupid shit about women can't be president when everybody knows for sure Bernie isn't saying that type of shit. Just all that. They're going to lose a huge portion of the base. The next generation is not fucking with the Democratic Party, if that's the case. It's just kind of burning me up inside. And now, second random thought of the day is cell phone games fucking suck. This goes back maybe about, and I should have segued this more with me being on my plane. I got my music going. I'm like, let's load a couple games. I'm not trying to buy games. Who the fuck buys games on their cell phone? Maybe some of y'all do. I don't. I'm a cheap fuck. So I'm buying free games. These motherfucking ads. They hide the little fucking X button, and then you're going to the App Store. God forbid, I give my little son my phone to play some games. This motherfucker is clicking on everything, then crying because he can't find where the game is. And so cell phone games fucking suck. Maybe you guys can give a suggestion of something that's fun and halfway decent. I'm not a big gamer. I just need something to pass the time, but maybe I just gotta be cheap and not buy games. But I think I've bought a game before and still had to deal with ads. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit Hulu stuff to where you buy something, you still get ads. Whole reason to buy it is not to get any ads. So, anyways, first portion of my podcast. Hope y'all are rocking with me. Obviously, I'll probably do a lot more video podcasts and things of that sort, but the fuck? Who's got pagers nowadays? You probably hear that in the background. I gotta go anyways. So, peace. Hope you all rock with me. I'm gonna keep these going. And like I said, there's no excuses why I should not keep these going. Everybody feels they should have a voice. Everybody has thoughts, ideas, aspirations. And so this is just my way of, I guess, putting my vibe out there to the world. So, thanks, subscribe, and there's definitely going to be more content. I'm definitely going to do more video content. I'm going to do, maybe, I don't like reactions. I'm not trying to make any reaction channel, but I will do more commentary on social stuff that's going on, hip hop, all that type of stuff, things going on in my life. So, love y'all. Peace.